welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I'm here to do my August TBR. You may have noticed, or maybe not, maybe you're not as devoted to me as I am to you. I did not post a July TBR. And that is for a very specific reason. I was feeling super slumpy in June. I was going on vacation in July. So I just figured I wouldn't pressure myself to read in the month of July. But then when I come back from vacation, I am pressuring myself. So let's just get into it. I do want to mention that I will have an arc vlog. I'm not going to go over the arcs I am reading. It will be horror focused, but YA and a middle grade book, and I'm very excited to read them. So that video will be coming within the month of August, but I do want to get to the books that I don't necessarily have vlogs planned for, but there are two that I have specific content I want to mention. So if you don't know, last month in June, the Professor Kelsey's book club was revived and we read a Star Wars book, Into the Light. Didn't really like it. I will leave a link up above to that live show, but I have two books here that I want to read. The first is the Professor Kelsey's book club pick for July, but I'm going to read it in August because we are having the live show the second week of August, so I have plenty of time to read it. And that is Born by Jeff Vandermeer. I love Jeff Vandermeer. I read Annihilation and absolutely devoured it. It was like one of my favorite sci-fis that I read. I think it was last year or the year before. Completely revitalized what I like in books and made me realize that I love sci-fi horror. That made me want to read Born and pick it up immediately. So it's a little complicated to understand, but a young woman named Rachel survives as a scavenger in a ruined, dangerous city of the near future. The city is littered with discarded experiments from the company and punished by the unpredictable attacks of a giant bear. From one of her scavenging missions, Rachel brings home Born, who is little more than a green lump. Is it a plant? Is it an animal? Rachel feels a growing attachment to Born, a protectiveness that she can ill afford. It's exactly the kind of vulnerability that will upend her precarious existence, unnerving her partner Wick and upsetting the delicate balance of their unforgiving city. I am very excited to read this. The people who I've seen reading this book really have enjoyed it, and I'm very excited to see the discussions that might come out of this. We see some environmentalism in here, some discussions about nature versus nurture. I believe this is going to be a really interesting discussion, and I'm very excited to pick it up. So if you would like to join us for the live show that will be sometime in August, this is the book to look out for. Then we have Professor Kelsey's book club pick for August, and this live show will come in September, but because it is a thicker boy, I do plan to read it the last week of August, and that is The Mountain in the Sea by Ray Naylor. I absolutely love the way that this book looks. The cover is stunning. I'm obsessed with octopuses. I love octopuses. I think they're geniuses and it's really creepy. Sorry if the lighting and angle changed. I ran out of space on my iPhone, which has never happened before, but alas, today while I'm filming, of course. But I was talking about The Mountain in the Sea. So this seems to follow a transnational tech corporation, Dianema, who has sealed off a remote island where a species of octopus have been discovered that may have developed their own language and culture. A marine biologist, Dr. Han Nguyen, who has spent her life researching cephalopod intelligence, cephalopod, I can't read that word, intelligence, will do anything for the chance to study them. She travels to the islands to join Dianema's team. The octopuses seem to hold the key to unprecedented breakthroughs in extra-human intelligence, but no one has yet asked the octopuses what they think or what they might do about it. Really interesting. I know that it was nominated, it was a finalist for the Nebula Award and the Los Angeles Times Ray Bradbury Prize. I'm very excited. It sounds very sci-fi and like it's going to go through a lot of discussions about like our purpose on Earth and like, are we the only intelligent beings in the universe? Very excited to discuss it. And I mean, I can't get enough of this cover. In the month of September, V.E. Schwab's new addition to the A Darker Shade of Magic series, Threads of Power, comes out. And so in order to prepare for that, I plan to read A Gathering of Shadows and A Conjuring of Light. The A Darker Shade of Magic series follows a main character named Kel. He is an Antari, and these are kind of like the magicians in the world. The world is separated into 4 different parallel Londons. So we have Red London, which is where Kel comes from, and this is where magic is vibrant, magic is thriving. There's Grey London, and this is where another main character named Lila Bard comes from, and it is grey because it has no magic. Human disbelief has really taken over, and humans obviously don't believe in magic. There is White London. This is where another character, the antagonist of the series, Holland, comes from. White London is currently at the brink of magic slowly corrupting their leaders and taking over, and it is quite a dangerous place to be. And then the final London is Black London. At this point, it is sort of a myth. Magic has completely taken over. The London of this world is absolutely desolate, and no one has traveled there for a really long time. Kel is harboring a secret where he smuggles different aspects of different Londons into other worlds for high bidders. However, the story begins when Kel receives something from Black London that he wasn't really expecting. So I want to read these three in preparation of Threads of Power. You will definitely get a vlog for Threads of Power in September. I read A Darker Shade of Magic in July, so very excited to reread my favorite series for the third time. It's just amazing. And after that, we have a couple of books that I would really just like to squeeze through and get to in August if I can. One of which is Record of a Spaceborne Few by Becky Chambers. I have been putting off this series long enough. It is time for me to complete this series so I can read other works from Becky Chambers. If you don't know this about me, I prefer to read authors in publication order, and I can't bring myself to start something else from another author if I did not complete a series. So this is the third book in the Long Way to a Small Angry Planet companion novels. They're not really necessarily a series, but they are sort of related in different aspects. This one takes place centuries after the last humans have left Earth, and the Exodus fleet is a living relic, a place where many are from but few outsiders have seen. Humanity has finally been accepted into the galactic community, but while this has opened doors for many, those who have not yet left for alien cities fear that their carefully cultivated way of life is under threat. Tessa chose to stay home when her brother Ashby left for the stars, but has to question that decision when her position in the fleet is threatened. Kip, a reluctant young apprentice, itches for change but doesn't know where to find it, and Sawyer, a lost and lonely newcomer, is just looking for a place to belong. These names kind of sound familiar. So yes, the Exodus fleet was mentioned in passing in previous books. Tessa, the sister of Ashby is a character in The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I knew I recognized that name. That seems to be the only relation, but I am so excited. I love Becky Chambers' writing. She really has this knack for creating a cozy sci-fi experience while still talking about very relevant issues, especially to the modern time, but also things that can affect us in the future. And I just think she is extremely talented. This was also the winner for the Hugo Award, so we have a lot of really good sci-fi on this list. After that, if you watched my reading books that I think I would give 5 stars vlog, I read Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir in that vlog, and it changed my life, really. I really loved it. So I knew I had to get into Harrow the Ninth right away, especially with the way that Gideon the Ninth ended. But basically, Gideon the Ninth is a story that follows Gideon, who is from the Locked Tomb. This is the 9th planet in this solar system, and there are obviously the 9 planets, the 9 tombs. Gideon and Harrow come from the Locked Tomb, and this is a religious cult sort of thing where they are led by Harrow, who is the ruling figure of the planet, and this planet is specifically tasked with guarding the one thing that could bring the Emperor down. One day, the Emperor invites the royals of each individual planet and their cavaliers. Harrow, being the royal, tasks Gideon to be her cavalier so that they can go to this planet in order for one of these royals to become the Emperor's lictor. I won't get into what Harrow and the Ninth could possibly be about, because the way that Gideon the Ninth ended shook me to my fucking core, and I need to get into this right away. Tamsin Muir really impressed me with her writing and the way that she integrates memes and like cultural references into the book. I had a blast reading this, so absolutely including this in my August TBR. And then finally, the last book I want to read is a nonfiction called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier is now an ex-writer for Kotaku, and Kotaku is a leading video game review website that has news and stuff like that. And if you don't know this about me, I do work in the video game industry. I have a very big fascination with video game news, video game releases, and video game development. Obviously, they say to do what you love, and I also say to read what you love. So in Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, Jason Schreier takes readers on a fascinating odyssey behind the scenes of video game development, where the creator may be a team of 600 overworked underdogs or solitary geek geniuses, exploring the artistic challenges, technical impossibilities, marketplace demands, and Donkey Kong-sized monkey wrenches thrown into the works by corporate. Blood, Sweat, and Pixels reveals how bringing any game to completion is more than Sisyphean. It's nothing short of miraculous. There are a lot of words in these synopsises in this video that I truly don't understand. So as someone who works in game development, I would really like to see how Jason Schreier shines a light on what I do every day. So this is really exciting for me. I also have the audiobook, and I think Jason Schreier narrates it. So I feel like this is going to be a really, really, really interesting book to read, especially from the perspective of someone who works in the industry that Jason Schreier is talking about. And that's it. Those are all of the books I would like to read in August and that I plan to read in August. If you've read any of these books, please let me know down below how you felt about them. Did you like them? Did you hate them? Let me know. Also, if you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. And of course, because it is the end of the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It does wonders for my channel. It makes me feel really good. And that's it. I never know how to end these things after begging for likes, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye!